The newest spell in Clash of Clans is the Overgrowth Spell. It's heaps of fun to use, and even better, it pairs perfectly with spam attack strategies, as we'll showcase to you today. And here is the Overgrowth Spell. It's unlike any spell we've ever had in the game. It's a massive range and it makes all the buildings inside the area invisible, invulnerable, and frozen. And this has a wide variety of purposes. You can use it for funneling your troops because they can't target them. You can use it for taking damage off your troops because, yet again, the buildings can't target it. But it's worth noting, you saw there, the Royal Champion and defensive traps and the defensive CC are not affected. It is only the actual buildings themselves. But a really cool troop. It's unlocked at Town Hall 12 with 22 seconds spell duration, so it's still pretty good at level 1, but let's take it into battle and see how it goes. Let's start with Root Rider Valk spam and talk about why I think the Overgrowth spell pairs perfectly with this army. So one of the weaknesses of this army is, particularly on ring bases, if you take down the Town Hall and your troops get stuck inside that Town Hall poison effect, look at all the defenses nearby that are firing on your very vulnerable troops, because keep in mind you always use the Warden ability early. So we're going to use the Overgrowth spell to help with that, and we're also going to use the Overgrowth spell to help with funneling. Look at all those Valks. They would have gone to the outside of the base there and been pretty useless, but because of the Overgrowth spell, they're going to be very useful now. And honestly, the most vulnerable time of this attack is right here, when you're dealing with the triple Ice Golem CC in the core of the base. But look at this now. We've got all our troops funneled in beautifully into the core. We've got a heal spell as well as the healing tome healing all our troops up, and we're going to get in really safely. Now, we are going to get flanked a little bit now, but the Town Hall poison effect, nowhere near as bad. Our troops are all healthy, and we can get to these defenses super quickly with the Drill and the Royal Champion. So wait for the first Overgrowth spell to end for them. The second one's ended. Those defenses are now no longer in range, so that was really handy. And now it's about the Drill and RC taking out the outside of the base. Because with Root Rider Valk spam, particularly on rings, you just need everything to clear out the core compartment, and generally the RC and Drill can take care of the rest quite easily. So we'll 2 times through this. We got the Rage for the Royal Champion. Now, 2 Overgrowth spells is a lot in terms of spells. It is 4 spells, but I still find it definitely worth it because it's just a crazy freeze spell. That's essentially what it is. Like, a freeze spell's one space, works for 5 seconds and stops a few defenses. This is for 28 seconds and is the equivalent of 2 freezes. I don't know how that can ever not be worth it. And yeah, pretty comfortable triple there, but let's jump into an example of this army on a box space. If you weren't impressed with the Overgrowth spell value in the last attack, you definitely will be in this attack. So we set the funnel either side, then we're gonna go Root Riders, Valks, King, Queen, Apprentice, Warden straight down the middle. But let's pause this quickly, right? Let's pause this quickly. So the Root Riders only target defenses, and so likely they're going to path like this. And if they don't go through this wall here, my King and my Valks aren't going to go through it. So everything will go around the base like this. And we definitely don't want that. But keep in mind, funneling out this scatter shot is nearly impossible unless you're going to use lightning spells or your siege machine. So what's the best solution? Come in with the Overgrowth spell. So look, I'm going to put it down there, and it looks quite preposterous, but all the troops are going to go straight into the core here, and it only cost me 2 spell space to do it. Quite ridiculous when you think about it. We've got the heal spell, and then I pop the Warden ability there. I mean, look at this. Before the Ice Golem CC comes out, or before it starts slowing our troops down, we've already taken down the Eagle artillery in the core. I mean, the core of the base, for the most part, is gone. It's quite ridiculous. But then have a look here. So the first Overgrowth spell has just ended, and we have a decision here. Where do we want to put our second Overgrowth spell? So I think about it for a second, and then look, I put a Flame Flinger down because this scatter shot is now incredibly vulnerable to a Flame Flinger. We use the Overgrowth spell where our troops actually are, and now they're going to split towards the Town Hall and the top side, and they're not even going to go near the back end of the base. Queen, King, and the few Root Riders up there take that down. Then we've got the Root Riders on this top side that I'm going to use with my Royal Champion. Now, I could have used the drill on the bottom side here, but I figured the Warden and Ricochet Cannon would wreck it. So why not use the Flame Flinger? It doesn't have to get insane value. It's just got to help me take down the rest of the base. So we got the Royal Champion with a couple of Root Riders. I want to sneak the Headhunter in, but with the Ricochet Cannon there, I wasn't confident it would work. I definitely should have done it though. Now, the Mortar is targeting the Flame Flinger, but honestly, the Flame Flinger's already gotten all the value I needed it to. We've got the haste on the Royal Champion. Look at her go to work. She's insane with it. Taking down buildings so quickly, doing exactly what I need her to. And at this stage, you might think, well, Hooked, this is barely tripled. What do you mean this is effective? Yeah, but I've also got a King and Queen ability on the top side of the base. I'm running the Frozen Arrow. I don't know why. I should definitely be running the healer puppet with this army. But yeah, pretty wrecked, all because we completely ignored a side of the base and plowed straight through the center. And I'm telling you, I don't know how base builders are going to stop this Overgrowth spell, but I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. King and Queen ability completely swagged. What about air spam strategies? How does the Overgrowth spell pair with the air attacks? Well, you'll find out in a second. So we've got the Baby Dragon, the Rocket Balloon on one side, Queen on the other side to set the air defense funnels. But have a look at this base, right? We've got two sweepers facing the back end, but neither of them in the core of the base. So how are we going to take advantage of that? Well, look at this. We use the Overgrowth spell, and we're going to freeze out the Scatter Comp and the Sweeper. Now, a few of you might be asking, Hooked, why didn't you go for this multi and the airbow? That would be handy to stop them shooting at your troops. And you're correct. But I don't want to freeze everything, right? Because otherwise, A, my troops have nothing to target, and B, when the Overgrowth spell ends, more defenses are going to be shooting at me. So it's about finding the right balance. You want to set a funnel, kind of like I've set perfectly here, but you don't want to set too tight a funnel. I still want my troops to take out some of the defenses, so you can't remove everything. Coming in on the backside, so we've got the Double Rage, the Warden Blimp. Now, this Blimp would be quite risky if there's two sweepers facing the back end, but they can't do anything, so only a NATO could stop us at this point. So look, the Super Drags are forced to go right into the core of the base. You saw them there. If it wasn't for the Overgrowth spell, they would have gone to the outside of the base and this attack would be over. So it's quite necessary with this troop. Now, right here is where your troops are quite vulnerable. You'll notice my Super Drags are in the core of the base, but the flanks aren't cleared out. So the scatters can shoot towards the core, the multis can. A lot of damage is about to come on the Super Drags. But this is why I love Super Drags with it, because right now they're going to spread out, and this is exactly what I want them to do. This is the only time ever with Super Dragons I haven't wanted them to go to the core of the base, because the core is cleared out. They need to spread out and take out everything, and they did it perfectly. Look at that. They spread out. They all were quite healthy as well. Keep that in mind. They're so healthy, so they're not going to go down quickly, and they clear out everything but that scatter shot on the left side. I mean, I couldn't have asked for it to go better myself. We've got the RC, we've got the haste with her ability, so she's going through all the defenses quite quickly. Unfortunately, the Fox gets targeted, otherwise my Royal Champion would have gone invisible again, but that's fine. She's going to go and get this air defense. That is quite a suspect NATO. I'm sorry about that. We could have put that in a better spot, but look at all the troops I've got up. Look at all the hero abilities. I've got some swag spells as well. There is no doubt in my mind that this is wrecked regardless of where that NATO is. And I love the Overgrowth spell with Super Dragons. But if you think it's OP with Super Dragons, tomorrow we are going to post a video on E-Dragons with the Overgrowth spell. Just a full video dedicated to it and how you can take down box bases in some insanely creative ways, including going straight into the town hall. Make sure you subscribe so you can see that tomorrow. I want to finish this video by talking about the Overgrowth spell and Queen Chargers, because I'm sure a lot of you will be asking, Hooked, does it pair well with the Queen Chargers? I'm kind of interested to give it a go. It can work well, but it doesn't work as well as the spam attack strategies, at least from what I've found out. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, think of 28 seconds. 28 seconds in a spam attack strategy, which, for instance, Root Rider Valk can get a base down in 90 seconds. 28 seconds is a huge amount of time when 90 seconds is the total attack. Whereas for a queen charge attack, it is 3 minutes. However, the queen charge itself is only 1:30, so you might argue similar sort of thing. But it's also the amount of troops that you're using your Overgrowth Spell for. So have a look at this. I used the Overgrowth Spell, and we are at 16% in terms of the base. I used the Overgrowth Spell to funnel the queen in towards the Town Hall, because that's one really good use of the Overgrowth Spell, is to make sure your queen goes towards the Town Hall. So have a look. The queen has got into the Town Hall, and look, we're under so much less damage than we would be otherwise. So overall, so far, pretty effective with the Overgrowth Spell. But then right here is the problem. So first of all, I'm only at 24%. So I've gotten 8 buildings, and I think 3 of them were from the baby dragon and balloon on the flank. So I've gotten 5 buildings with my queen in that time, whereas if I use the Overgrowth Spell with Root Rider Valk spam, they've taken out 1/3 of the base. Although in the first attack, they didn't, but they also dealt with the Ice Golem CC and the Town Hall, which is insanely valuable. But my biggest problem with the queen charge is right here. You funnel out everything, and look at how vulnerable my queen is now. She's got defenses coming from either side. The healers get flanked by the multi-arch tower. They all go down. I got the Root Riders down as quickly as possible, but my queen is in so much trouble now, and she goes down lightning quick. Not really a great endorsement for the queen charge. However, there is one use case that I love for the Overgrowth Spell with the queen charge, and we'll show you it right now. I'm aware this isn't the best base ever, but that's not the point. The point of this is to show you one really handy part of the Overgrowth Spell, and it's similar to what we saw in the very first attack of this video with the Ice Golem defensive CC. So I'm queen charging in here, but have a look. This base has 3 single Infernos, and they are covering the CC in every direction, which makes it really hard in terms of a queen charge to deal with the CC and the single at the same time. So we freeze the single the first time, that's fine. But look at this, the queen is pulling the CC and is in single range. So what do? I get the Overgrowth Spell, put that down, and now look, my queen can chill through this CC. Because if you're dealing with a triple Ice Golem CC, it will often cost you at least 2 spells and your queen ability to do so. But now, with the Overgrowth Spell, it's only costing me 2 spells, and I don't even need a Rage spell, so you could argue it's costing less. Worth noting, by the way, did you see that Wall Breaker? If it weren't for the Overgrowth spells, the Wall Breaker would have targeted the single Inferno here. But because of it, the Wall Breaker targeted unusual walls. So keep in mind, Wall Breaker AI doesn't target walls technically, it targets buildings encapsulated by walls. So the Overgrowth spell will mess with your Wall Breaker pathing. But yeah, I really like that as a way of using the Overgrowth spell to get yourself out of a tough situation, rather than to funnel your queen like you saw in the last attack, because that creates far more problems for you later on. Anyways, that's it for this Overgrowth sneak peek video. What do you guys think? Do you think there's some attack strategies I missed out? Do you think it can work with the queen charge? If you have an idea, let me know down in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to hear it. I'll definitely try it out with queen charge next season. I just think it's better with spam attack strategies at this stage. If you want to see E-Dragons with them, make sure you're subscribed. We're going to post that video tomorrow. But that's it for us. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and maybe we'll see you soon.